Hello Lakers fan. If you are one of those who are always up to date with the news about our Lakers, then you need to pay attention to what is coming up on our Lakers news channel. I am preparing exclusive coverage on possible signings, rumors, interviews, and much more of our Lakers, and what I can say is that rumors are catching fire on social media, and you don't want to miss any information. So if you are a true Lakers and you don't want to miss the latest news, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to receive everything firsthand. Let's get to today's news. Lakers assistant Greg St. Jean on Luka Dončić. His physical transformation is still a work in progress. One of the biggest storylines of the NBA off-season has been the visible transformation of Lakers star Luka Dončić. The All-Star guard has clearly put in serious work this summer, showing up slimmer, sharper, and more focused as he prepares for his first full season in Los Angeles. But before he hits the hardwood in purple and gold, Dončić is representing his home country, Slovenia, in the upcoming FIBA EuroBasket 2025, aiming to lead them to a medal. Alongside him is a familiar face, Lakers assistant coach Greg St. Jean, who's also part of Slovenia's coaching staff for the tournament. St. Jean, who previously worked closely with Dončić during their time together in Dallas, has had a front-row seat to Luka's off-season journey. Speaking with Basket News Edvinas Jablonskis, the coach was candid about where Luka stands physically, and what still lies ahead. "I think it's still a work in progress," St. Jean said. "The summer's not over yet, and he's going to keep improving. We're just starting to see how he's recovering, how he's building rhythm." According to St. Jean, Dončić has been training hard behind the scenes, but the EuroBasket games are his first real test in live 5-on-5 action. His game last week was the first time he played 5-on-5 in quite a while, St. Jean added. "So we're still in that phase of ramping up. As the tournament progresses, he'll get more representatives, more rhythm, and then we shift focus toward getting ready for the Lakers season. Getting in shape versus getting in basketball shape." St. Jean's point is one that resonates with any high-level athlete. There's a big difference between being in good physical shape and being in game shape. While Dončić has clearly slimmed down and improved his conditioning overall, the demands of an NBA, or international, game are entirely different from what happens in the weight room. Earlier this summer, Luka admitted that he had stepped away from basketball activities for about a month, something many players do to rest their bodies. But now, with EuroBasket underway, he's beginning to translate that improved physical form into on-court performance. And it's already paying off. Luka shines in Slovenia's EuroBasket opener. After a brief injury scare in a warm-up game against Latvia, where he went down grabbing his knee, there was understandable concern from both the Slovenian camp and Lakers fans. But Dončić quickly silenced those fears. In his official return to the court, Luka was electric, leading Slovenia to a win over Great Britain with a monster stat line: 28 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, and 3 steals. He looked confident, fluid, and explosive, a sign that his hard work this off-season is beginning to translate into results. A promising start for what's ahead. For Lakers fans, this version of Luka Dončić is exactly what they hoped to see. Leaner, healthier, and hungrier than ever, he's on a mission to elevate both his country and his new NBA franchise. First stop, EuroBasket glory with Slovenia. Next stop, leading the Lakers back to championship contention. If this is just the beginning of Luka's work in progress, then the basketball world should brace for what comes next. Slovenia's hopes, and the Lakers' future, tied to Luka's evolution. For Slovenia, Luka Dončić isn't just a star, he's the star. And his early dominance in EuroBasket 2025 has reignited hopes that the national team could make a deep run, perhaps even bring home another medal like they did in 2017. His performance against Great Britain wasn't just statistically impressive, it showed flashes of a more controlled, energized, and mature version of Dončić. And people around the league are noticing. "This looks like the best physical shape we've seen Luka in since entering the NBA," said international scout and former player Pablo Prigioni. "He's moving better defensively, finishing through contact with ease, and just looks more locked in." More importantly, this version of Luka could be a game-changer for the Lakers, who acquired him in a blockbuster deal earlier this summer, a move that shocked the league and instantly reset expectations in LA. After a chaotic 2024-25 season marked by inconsistency, injuries, and early playoff exits, the Lakers are banking on Luka not just as a superstar, but as the face of the franchise for the next decade. And that comes with pressure. Lakers coaching staff closely monitoring his progress. Greg St. Jean isn't the only one keeping a close eye on Luka's development overseas. Lakers head coach Darvin Ham and the front office have been following his EuroBasket journey closely, not just for injury concerns, but to see how Luka adapts physically and mentally to high-stakes competition after transformative off-season. "There's no question Luka is committed," one Lakers staffer told The Ringer. "The way he's reshaped his body, that takes discipline. That takes hunger. And that's exactly the version of him we need." The Lakers have structured their off-season around Dončic's arrival. Veteran sharpshooters have been added to space the floor. A new strength and conditioning program is being built with Luka at the center. The team's medical staff is even preparing a long-term load management plan designed to keep him fresh come playoff time, something that's plagued him in past seasons. The bigger picture, a new chapter for Luka. This summer could mark a turning point in Dončic's career. For years, critics praised his brilliance but questioned his conditioning and leadership in big moments. But now, the narrative is shifting. He's leaner. He's leading. And he seems ready to embrace the weight of two nations, Slovenia and the Lakers faithful, on his shoulders. "You can see the shift," said longtime analyst Doris Burke. "He's not just playing to win games. He's playing to own the moment, to define this next era." Fan reactions: cautious optimism with a side of hype. Lakers fans, as expected, are buzzing with cautious optimism. Social media has been filled with side-by-side transformation photos, EuroBasket highlights, and hashtags like #LukaLakerEra and #EuroBeastLuka trending in the US and Europe alike. But there's also a sense of measured hope. After the roller coaster of recent Lakers seasons, supporters are eager, but also wary, of buying into hype too soon. Still, if Dončić keeps playing at this level, it may not be long before he silences all doubts. Looking ahead, can Luka carry this momentum into the NBA season? The true test, of course, will come when Dončić returns from international duty and shifts his focus to the NBA grind. The Lakers open training camp in October, and expectations are sky high. If this new Luka stays healthy and continues evolving, the Lakers could be poised for a deep playoff run, perhaps even a return to the finals. For now, though, Slovenia is the priority. And if his EuroBasket debut was any indication, Luka Dončić is only just getting started. Peak LeBron. Paul Pierce reflects on the most dominant version of the King. "I couldn't believe how fast he was. It's easy to forget, especially since he's still performing at an elite level, but LeBron James has been in the NBA for over 2 decades. From his teenage debut in Cleveland back in 2003 to championships in Miami and LA, LeBron has been the face of every team he's touched. Now, as the end of his legendary career draws closer, fans and players alike are reflecting on the many versions of the King we've witnessed over the years. And when it comes to picking the most dangerous version of LeBron, NBA legend and longtime rival Paul Pierce didn't hesitate with his answer. Paul Pierce: "LeBron was at his best in Miami." In a recent interview with NFL icon Julian Edelman, Paul Pierce looked back at his intense battles with LeBron, particularly during their days going head-to-head in the Eastern Conference. Pierce, never one to back down from a competitive challenge, admitted that Miami-era LeBron was on another level. "I couldn't believe what I was seeing," Pierce said. "He looked faster. He looked stronger. You'd think he was a completely different athlete." Pierce credits much of that version of LeBron to the influence of Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra, who pushed James into a level of physical and mental discipline unlike anything he had experienced before. Playing under Spoelstra, and really, under Riley's system, it changed him, Pierce explained. "Those guys don't mess around. You had to meet conditioning goals, body fat targets, intensity standards. It was probably the most disciplined team in the league at the time, and LeBron thrived in it." According to Pierce, that structure didn't just refine LeBron, it elevated him. "That was peak LeBron to me. Mentally focused, physically elite, and surrounded by a winning culture. The guy was unstoppable. And yet, he's still doing it at 40. Despite those high compliments, even Pierce was quick to acknowledge how insane it is that LeBron is still putting up all NBA numbers today, at age 40. He's still averaging 25 a game. At 40. That's just crazy. You have to give the man his flowers. Indeed, LeBron's longevity is unprecedented. He's not just hanging around, he's still a top 20 player in the league, and a driving force behind the Lakers' playoff hopes. The end of an era? But as the seasons pass, the reality is setting in. The NBA is inching closer to a post-LeBron era. James has already hinted at life after basketball, and speculation is swirling that this could be his final season in the league, or at least in a Lakers jersey. With the franchise shifting its long-term focus toward Luka Dončić, many believe this will be LeBron's last run in purple and gold. Still, Whether he retires next summer or plays another year or two, one thing is certain: we'll never see another career like his. From a teenage phenom in Cleveland, to an alpha leader in Miami, to a seasoned icon in Los Angeles, LeBron James has evolved through every stage of the modern NBA, and somehow never stopped dominating. So when Paul Pierce says that was peak LeBron, he's right, in a way. But maybe the most remarkable part of LeBron's career is that every version of him felt like the peak. What LeBron's legacy means today, and for the future of the league. Paul Pierce's candid reflection has reignited the long-standing debate over LeBron's prime years, and what version of him truly defined greatness. Was it the ultra-athletic freight train in Cleveland? The refined killer in Miami? Or the wise, calculated veteran still dominating in his 40s? Across social media and sports networks, fans and analysts are once again breaking down footage, statistics, and playoff runs to make their case. On ESPN's NBA Today, Kendrick Perkins weighed in. That Miami LeBron? He wasn't human. But this version? This version is defying time. He's doing things no one has done at this stage. So how do you even compare? Meanwhile, younger stars like Jason Tatum and Anthony Edwards have voiced their admiration for LeBron's longevity, calling him a blueprint for greatness and the standard every young player is chasing. It's clear, even as he nears the finish line, LeBron is still shaping the narrative of the NBA. The Lakers are at a crossroads. While fans celebrate the Kings' past, the Los Angeles Lakers are focused on the future. With LeBron's potential retirement looming and Luka Dončić now seen as the centerpiece of the franchise, the team is preparing for a major generational shift. Behind the scenes, Lakers management has begun restructuring the organization around Dončić. His $165 million extension was more than just a contract. It was a statement. The Lakers believe Luka can carry the torch and become the next face of the league. But the transition won't be seamless. Luka's got the talent, no question, said former GM and NBA insider Ryan McDonough. But stepping into LeBron's shadow in LA? That's a different kind of pressure. That's legacy-level expectations. Which is why this upcoming season could be historic, not just for the Lakers, but for the entire league. A farewell tour, or one last run. Though LeBron hasn't officially confirmed this will be his final year, the signs are there. He's spoken more openly about post-retirement plans, including spending more time with his family, expanding his business ventures, and potentially pursuing NBA ownership. And yet, there's still a fire in him. "I'm not here just to play," LeBron said earlier this summer. "I'm here to compete. As long as I feel like I can help a team win, I'll be on that court." If this is indeed LeBron's last dance, expect every arena he visits to treat it like a celebration. A tribute to 2 decades of excellence. A farewell to one of the most iconic careers in sports history. And don't be surprised if he saves one last legendary performance for the playoffs. What comes next for the NBA without LeBron? LeBron's retirement will mark the end of an era, one that defined basketball for an entire generation. He's the last remaining active player from the 2003 draft class. He's outlasted rivals like Dwayne Wade, Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, and yes, even Paul Pierce. His broken records, won rings, and changed the business of the game itself. When he steps away, the NBA will feel it, on the court, in the ratings, and in the culture. But the torch is being passed. Luka Dončić, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jason Tatum, Victor Wembanyama, the next generation is ready. And LeBron's fingerprints will be all over their game, their mindset, and the global reach they hope to build. Final thought: legends don't fade. They evolve. Paul Pierce saw it firsthand. The fear, the dominance, the brilliance of LeBron James in his prime. But what makes LeBron truly special is that he didn't just have one prime, he had multiple. And now, even as the curtain begins to close, he's still finding ways to inspire, compete, and lead at the highest level. So whether this is the final chapter or just the final act in LA, one thing's clear: LeBron James isn't just one of the greatest of all time. He's one of the most complete stories the game has ever told. Lakers coach reveals what Luka Dončić still needs to do this off-season. It's going to be critical. Luka Dončić may be entering the most anticipated chapter of his career, and the Los Angeles Lakers may be about to see the best version of him yet. After jaw-dropping physical transformation this summer, Dončić is preparing for his first full season with the Lakers. But before he suits up in purple and gold, he's currently leading Slovenia at EuroBasket 2025, where he's looked nearly unstoppable, most recently posting 28 points and 10 assists in just 28 minutes in a pre-tournament win over Great Britain. Still, as impressive as he's been, one Lakers coach says there's one key thing Dončić still needs to do this off-season, and it could be the difference between an early playoff exit and a deep title run. Lakers coach Greg St. Jean: training camp will be a make-or-break moment. Speaking to Basket News, Lakers assistant coach Greg St. Jean emphasized how critical the upcoming training camp will be, not just for Dončić, but for the entire team. Luka having the opportunity to go through training camp with us is going to be crucial, St. Jean said. We're excited and prepared to finally get that time together, to build chemistry, develop trust, and get this group on the same page. Dončić was traded to the Lakers mid-season in a blockbuster deal with the Dallas Mavericks. While the pairing of Dončić and LeBron James raised questions early on, especially given how much both players dominate the ball, the two quickly developed on-court chemistry and mutual respect off the floor. LeBron even personally called Dončić to congratulate him after the Slovenian star signed a $165 million extension with the Lakers this summer, solidifying the team's long-term commitment to building around him. We believe that LeBron and Luka spending more time together will be extremely positive, not just for them individually, but for the entire roster, St. Jean added. EuroBasket might delay chemistry building. There's just one complication: EuroBasket. While Dončić is shining on the international stage, the demanding schedule and potential for injury could interfere with his ability to participate fully in Lakers training camp. Given Dončić's history of nagging injuries and fatigue at the start of past seasons, the Lakers are being cautious. They know he'll need some rest before diving back into NBA-level intensity. But time is of the essence. If the Lakers hope to compete in a loaded Western Conference, they can't afford to rely on talent alone. They'll need rhythm, defined roles, chemistry, and that starts in camp. LeBron and Luka are not the whole equation. No one questions the talent of James and Dončić. Luka is in MVP-level form and could easily be one of the league's top performers this season. LeBron, despite flirting with retirement this summer, remains an all-NBA caliber player heading into his 22nd season. James has already shown his willingness to adapt, shifting into more of a defensive role last season to let Dončić control the offense. But even two generational talents can't win a championship without support. It's not just about having stars, St. Jean said. It's about everyone knowing their role and executing it night in, night out. The blueprint is clear, and the Lakers know it. Look no further than last year's NBA Finals. The Oklahoma City Thunder, led by MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, had a well-balanced roster from top to bottom: 3 capable scorers, elite defenders, perimeter shooting, and toughness in the paint. Their finals opponents, the Indiana Pacers, were just as organized. Tyrese Haliburton was the offensive engine, but he was surrounded by a gritty, purposeful lineup where everyone played their role. Even the Denver Nuggets, who fell short last season, responded by trading Michael Porter Jr. to bolster their bench, opting for depth and clarity over star power alone. The Lakers took notes. LA supporting cast could be the X factor. Their biggest off-season move? Bringing in DeAndre Ayton, who adds size, rebounding, and a much-needed interior presence. He joins Austin Reeves, the team's likely third scoring option, along with defensive wings Rui Hachimura and Jared Vanderbilt, all key pieces in shaping a complete, modern playoff roster. Yes, the spotlight will always shine brightest on Luka and LeBron. But what could define this Lakers season is how clearly every player understands their purpose, and how quickly they come together as a unit. And that all begins with camp. Bottom line, training camp could define the Lakers season. Luka Dončić is showing signs of evolution, physically, mentally, and as a leader. But to fully unlock this Lakers team's potential, cohesion and clarity will matter just as much as star power. If Dončić and James can get the time they need to build true synergy, and if the rest of the roster leans into their roles, LA could become the team to beat in the West. The raw talent is there. The leadership is there. Now it's time to bring it all together. Round the league, all eyes are on LA. The growing synergy between Luka Dončić and LeBron James has already started to turn heads across the NBA. Executives and analysts alike are watching closely to see how this high-stakes pairing plays out in a pressure-packed market like Los Angeles. While some remain skeptical, questioning whether two ball-dominant stars can truly thrive side by side, early signs from their limited time together last season suggest it might just work, especially with both players showing signs of personal growth. Luka's clearly maturing, said NBA insider Brian Windhorst on the Hoop Collective. He's more self-aware, more committed to the grind. And LeBron has never been shy about evolving his game to fit the team's needs. It's not perfect yet, but the foundation is there. But the success of this Lakers squad won't hinge solely on star chemistry. The real question is whether the team can build enough depth and identity to support a championship run. Lakers strategy: star power meets role player clarity. This off-season, the Lakers front office made it clear they weren't going to chase a third superstar. Instead, they focused on building around their two pillars by assembling a complementary roster with defense, spacing, and versatility. Their additions reflect that vision. DeAndre Ayton offers much-needed rim protection and low-post scoring. Austin Reeves continues to blossom as a reliable third option and clutch shot maker. Rui Hachimura, Jard Vanderbilt, and Max Christie give the team length, energy, and switchable defense. But more than just filling gaps on paper, the Lakers coaching staff is focused on one thing: role definition. The difference between a playoff team and a contender is knowing exactly who you are, said head coach Darvin Ham in a recent interview. That means stars understanding when to defer, role players embracing their job, and everyone buying into the bigger picture. What about LeBron's future? LeBron's long-term future in LA remains a looming subplot. While he has downplayed retirement talk following the Lakers' early exit last postseason, questions persist. Will he commit to another full year? Could he leave to play with Bronny? Is this his last dance with a real title shot? For now, though, sources say he's fully locked in. LeBron is excited about Luka, one team source told The Athletic. He sees the vision, a chance to pass the torch while still competing for titles. This isn't a farewell tour. This is a statement season. James' willingness to adjust his game last season, taking a backseat offensively at times, ramping up his defensive focus, is a testament to his belief in Dončić as the franchise's future. And with both players aligned heading into training camp, there's a quiet confidence within the Lakers organization. The EuroBasket factor: a blessing and a risk. Back in Europe, Dončić continues to dominate. His performance at EuroBasket has sparked headlines across continents, with fans praising his fitness, leadership, and on-court control. But the Lakers remain cautious. The physical demands of international play are intense. Fatigue, injuries, or even just a delayed recovery period could impact Luka's ability to hit the ground running in October. The front office is preparing accordingly, with load management and strategic rest likely in play early in the season. Still, there's a silver lining. EuroBasket is giving Luka a chance to refine his game under pressure, test his improved conditioning, and, most importantly, lead. You can already see it. Luka's body language is different, said ESPN's Zach Lowe. He's holding teammates accountable. He's picking his spots. He's growing into that next-level leadership role. And for the Lakers, that version of Luka is worth the wait. The big picture: a defining season ahead. The 2025-26 season is shaping up to be a defining moment for the Lakers franchise. They've got the star power. They've got a solid supporting cast. And with Luka Dončić entering his physical and mental prime, the window to compete is wide open, but it won't stay open forever. The Western Conference is deeper than ever. Oklahoma City, Denver, and Minnesota are loaded. Phoenix, Houston, and Sacramento are rising. And Golden State, while aging, still has championship DNA. If the Lakers want to rise above them all, they'll need more than highlights and headlines. They'll need cohesion, clarity, and commitment, starting with training camp and continuing all the way through June. One final thought. The partnership between Luka Dončić and LeBron James is more than just a bold roster move, it's a generational handoff. And if both players stay healthy, aligned, and supported by a clear system and strong cast, the Lakers could go from rebuilding to reigning sooner than anyone expected. Austin Reeves' NBA 2K26 rating revealed, and it's turning heads. Every year around this time, NBA players and fans alike eagerly await the release of player ratings in the newest edition of NBA 2K. These ratings spark endless debates. Some players are deemed too high, others too low. And this year, one rating that's sure to get people talking is that of Los Angeles Lakers guard Austin Reeves. Reeves has had an incredible journey. From going undrafted to emerging as a near all-star talent in just 4 seasons, his rise has been nothing short of impressive. Last season was easily his best yet. He posted career highs in points, rebounds, assists, and steals. He also reached the free throw line more than ever before, converting nearly 88% of his attempts. The NBA 2K developers clearly took notice.
They revealed on social media that Reeves will enter NBA 2K26 with an overall rating of 85, good enough to place him among the top 50 players in the game. That puts Reeves on par with some big names like Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan of the Sacramento Kings, and De'Aaron Fox, now with the San Antonio Spurs. Some might argue that Reeves hasn't quite reached the all-star pedigree of those players, but one thing is undeniable: he's steadily improved every year and continues to expand his game in Los Angeles. Even after the Lakers pulled off a blockbuster trade for Luka Dončić, Reeves remained a crucial part of the team's offensive engine. He helped take pressure off both Luka and LeBron James, handling ball-handling duties and facilitating offense when needed. He also stepped up on the defensive end, taking on tougher assignments, even when outsized, and giving consistent effort night in and night out. The beauty of NBA 2K is that ratings aren't set in stone. They can evolve as the season unfolds. So for anyone questioning whether Reeves deserves his 85 rating, he'll have every opportunity to prove it. With another strong season, don't be surprised if his rating climbs even higher. Austin Reeves set for a huge payday in free agency. One thing's for sure: Reeves has outplayed his current contract. He's due for a significant raise in the upcoming offseason, where he'll become an unrestricted free agent. League insiders expect him to command at least $30 million per year on the open market. While many believe Reeves will remain in LA, and he said he wants to stay, it won't come cheap. The Lakers will have to open their checkbook to keep one of their most versatile and valuable young players. Beyond the immediate excitement around Reeves' NBA 2K26 rating and upcoming contract, his rise signals something bigger for the Lakers organization and the league as a whole. Austin Reeves embodies the modern NBA archetype, a hard-working, versatile player who may not have entered the league with huge expectations, but proves that dedication and continuous improvement can carve out a starring role on any team. For the Lakers, Reeves represents a critical piece of their future. With LeBron James aging and the team restructuring around Luka Dončić, having a reliable multi-dimensional guard like Reeves is a massive advantage. His ability to handle the ball, create shots for teammates, and contribute defensively makes him a perfect complement to their superstars, giving the Lakers more balance and flexibility on both ends of the court. On a larger scale, Reeves' contract and rating will likely influence how teams value undrafted or overlooked players who develop into key contributors. His journey could inspire more front offices to take chances on players who don't come in with a typical high draft pedigree, but who have the potential to grow into impact players through sheer work ethic and basketball IQ. The buzz around Reeves has also sparked conversations among fans and analysts about how player ratings in NBA 2K reflect real-life value. Some critics argue that the game sometimes leans too heavily on star power and reputation, while others praise its attempts to recognize emerging talent like Reeves. This year's rating release might help push the conversation forward, highlighting the importance of rewarding players who steadily improve rather than only those with flashy highlights or established fame. For Reeves himself, this moment is a validation of his journey. The recognition in NBA 2K26 and the impending contract not only reward his past efforts but set the stage for him to elevate his game even further. As he steps into a larger leadership role with the Lakers, all eyes will be on how he performs under increased pressure and expectations. Ultimately, Austin Reeves is more than just a player with a solid rating in a video game or a contract number on paper. He's a symbol of perseverance and potential, a reminder that success in the NBA often comes down to grit, growth, and seizing the opportunity when it arrives. With the 2025-26 season approaching, expect Reeves to be a key storyline, both on the hardwood and in the discussions that shape the future of the league. Whether in real life or the virtual world of NBA 2K, Austin Reeves is proving he's a player worth watching.